All right, I want to talk a little bit about instance and type again. I'm just using some openings that I gave you. So let me close down these guys. Rid of these guys. I'm going to go to Insert and Load Family, and I'm going to go to the Windows, and I'll grab the fixed schematic, the glass only, and maybe the opening instance, and bring those in, right? And if you need to overwrite them, just go ahead and overwrite them. And then I'll go to Load Family again and navigate to the doors. And I've got an opening instance and an opening type and a single flush variable double swing, and I'll load those. So, and just overwrite them if if you need to. And then I'm going to go to architecture and door, and I'll get the single flush variable double swing, and I'll put that guy in. And then I'll go get the, let's go get, we have the opening instance and the opening type. So I'll grab the opening instance and put it in. And then I'll grab the opening type. Let's do a 2 foot by 7 foot, and I'll put it in here. Okay. Copy this guy. I'll make a couple of copies of these guys. So we've got 3 of those and maybe 2 of those and 3 of those, and sort of bracket that one. And then I'll go to architecture and window, and I'll grab the generic opening type, right? And I'll grab the 24 by 36 and I'll place it there and make a couple of copies of that. And then let's go again to architecture and window and grab the generic opening instanced, and I'll just place that one there. Okay, and then I'll go to 3D and WTZA for right now, and let's hide the topo solid and come in and take a look at what I've got. So here's the door opening instance. Here's the window, right? And I'll just make a copy of this guy up here, right? And if I come in here, let's take a look at the doors first. So I've got the door opening type, right? And then these are the door opening instance. Okay. So if I go to the door opening type, it is named a 2 by 7. And if I edit that and say I wanted to make all of these doors now have grown 2 inches. So if I go to edit type, the type and the size is inside the edit type. So I could rename this, right, to 2 by 9, and then change this to 9 foot. And if I hit apply, all 3 of those doors are going to get higher, right? So if I wanted them to be 8'6", right, and apply, then I could rename that to 8'6", right? And so oftentimes that's why the size is associated with the type, right? If I go to these instance ones and I come in here, you'll notice that the height and the width show up in the properties dialog box, and I get these little pulls. And so even though this is the same type, it is now different sizes, right? Like this one, I can come over here and just pull it to there. I can also, for some reason, even if I go into my south elevation, not sure why this is. I guess somebody could tell me why. You hide a bunch of stuff so I don't have to look at it. If I come in and grab these guys, I still can't do the height, which I find interesting. Like you still have to come in and do the height over here. So if I make that 8 feet, now I've got 3 types that are different sizes, right? And so this type, right, is just an instance. It doesn't have like a, a name or anything. The same thing for the windows. So this is the generic opening type. So if I come in and edit this and edit anything in the type area, right? So if I made the height 7 feet and apply, then all of those would go to 7 feet, right? Um, if I come in and grab the instance, then I can pull the instance wherever I want it, right? Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't care, you know. Um, the this guy has a parameter, if I go to edit type, that allows me to change the door angle. So if I make that 35 degrees and hit apply, it'll make that opening different. So that's the only thing. This is also an example of what the default Revit door materials look like. So if you select this and go to edit type, you can update those door materials, right? So you could come in again and change this to white, right? And get rid of that. Whoops. Let's put the default white for right now and then click OK. Right, and so you can update that. You could also come in, and this one doesn't have a way to turn the frame off, right? If I scroll down and look, there's no way to get rid of the frame. But if I edit this family, right, and go to my 3D view and pick the frame and flip around and pick the trim, I guess I should really be calling this a trim. Sorry, it's not the, it's the trim, not the frame. You can come in and there is a visibility graphic under graphics. And if you click this square, you can add this and make it trim visibility. And you can make it a type or an instance. I'll make it an instance and maybe put it under, I think there is a visibility. So we'll just put it under there and click OK, click OK. And then if I load this into project and close it, it'll close the family and I'll save the changes and overwrite the existing one. It'll bring it in there, and if I overwrite the existing version and I pick this, I should get a trim visibility option to be able to turn that off. Ooh, and it still has like a line there. That's very interesting. Let's edit the family and look at that guy in elevation, and let's hide that. So that's the door. What is that? Oh, those are model lines. Interesting. So if I pick those model lines, right, and go to visible and put those on the same trim visibility, right, as I have on the other ones. So if I hide that element, all of those should be on the trim visibility as well. Put that on trim visibility. And the ones on the other side should already be on there. So these families, even when they are seemingly simple, can, yeah, that one. So now if I load into project and close and overwrite the existing version, those should go away, right? So overwrite the existing version and boom, it goes away, right? So I have this sort of door sitting here flush with the front of it, you know, I come in here, there it is. So anyway, you can kind of play around with these things if you want to.